That is an opportunity we must seize. I still have enough tricks up my sleeve that I will perform for Sigismund now.
But first, I'd need to get good and drunk.
C'est facile. I know how it can be arranged. There is one very pretty vineyard nearby. The owner has been my friend since the time I...
Don't start. We should spur the horses on. God knows, they might be hot on our heels. Yeah! Christ, woo. Such destruction and havoc.
War. Monsieur Chapon, you have yet to participate in a real battle. But I fought against les Valaques at Naples, and les Anglais in Bourgogne. And that is how war looks, whether in Italy or La Bohème. It is always the same.
That's not war, it's barbarism. What value did this village have?
Eh bien, I would estimate 5 courtyards. Annual revenues could be perhaps, several hundred groschen?
That's not what I meant, Bacalou. No fortress. Maybe one fortified courtyard. Practically insignificant militarily. That's not how war should be fought. This is unjust.
Do not give way to sentimentality, monsieur. A village could harbor spies and saboteurs or supply the enemy, and destroying enemy assets is an effective tool of war. Wars are not decided only in battles. There are not even many of those. To strike in the rear, make the enemy lose and bleed. That is how most conflicts are fought. Or whether wait a year or two, the village will be settled. The population will increase again. That is how it always happens.
But we're the nobility. Our task is to lessen the chances of such things happening.
You're right, Hans. We must find allies and put a stop to it as soon as possible, so we can save as much as we can.
Yes, but we failed in Trotsky. And now this is our punishment.
I see that short captivity has turned you into a philosopher, Lord Capon. You should apply to the Faculty of Arts before the muse lifts you again.
Yeah!
This pair of scoundrels.
I fucked everything up.
Oh, get up, lad. Everyone makes mistakes. Only a better man owns up to them. At least we know now what kind of vermin we're dealing with.
What brings you here? We just escaped from Malashov, and right now
There's no time for haste. One thing at a time, my boy. Word reached Ratai that you pair got yourselves into a nice mess. I'm glad to see you both in one piece. So, let's hear it. What happened?
It's best if Henry tells you. I wasn't around for half of it.
no sooner had we spied Trotsky on the horizon than everything started to go to hell. We made camp by a pond with the intention of heading for the castle at first light, only we were ambushed by bandits in the evening. They killed all our men and took everything they could carry, including the letter for von Berghoff.
And how did you two manage to get out alive?
Just by a stroke of good luck. We were both in a bad way. We might not have made it if a local herb woman hadn't taken care of us.
Only after that, we couldn't get into the castle, though. We looked like a pair of beggars.
And the bastards treated us as such.
But you did get into Trotsky in the end, didn't you?
Von Bergov was behaving oddly right from the start. But we had no idea what was behind it. It all came out after we set out with Von Bergov's men to deal with the bandits who were rampaging in his domain. The same ones who attacked us at the start.
Only they ambushed us and took me and Henry captive for ransom.
But it turned out these very outlaws are on our side. They're fighting for King Wenceslas on the orders of Sokol of Lamberg.
Well, I'll be damned.
So Von Bergov has been the real enemy all this time. And Zizka is actually our ally.
Zizka. He's the captain of those outlaws. That name doesn't ring a bell.
I think you'll meet him soon enough.
What impression did he make on you?
He's some impoverished yeoman. But he's handy in a battle, and he helped us when we needed it.
He made quite an impression on me, for one. I'll be happy to see him again. But if only it didn't have to be in Rabosh. Why Rabosh? Of all the places in the world.
We're riding to a gathering of King Wenceslas's supporters. If fortune favors us, the future fate of the kingdom will be decided there.
If we keep standing around here gabbing about it, it'll be decided without us.
Patience, my friend. This pair have just returned from the clutches of the enemy. No doubt they have something to tell us.
Like how in the devil did you manage to escape?
I was helped by the Ruthard family, the former rulers of Malashov, in exchange for dealing with some trouble they had with Ulrich of Raditz.
Ulrich Favak? But he's the mint master.
Well, he won't be for long, if it comes to light that he's been putting his sticky fingers on the royal silver.
It seems you've been pretty busy.
But don't forget to say what you found out from Von Bergov in Malashov.
Sigismund has convened the city council. Markvart von Aulitz will be there with him, too. The word is, Sigismund is going to make an important announcement there.
He picked a nice time for it. But at least he won't be sticking his nose into what's going on around.
Now, if we had one of our people at that assembly, we'd get Sigismund's plans nice and fresh. Straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
My very words. And I know exactly who to send. Young Lord Capon will go with us to Rabosh, but you'll have to return to the city right away, and try to worm your way into the town hall.
What? How can I get in there? I can't just walk in off the street.
You've got the dirt on Vavak, and you don't know how to use it? Just tell him either he gets you into the council chamber, or you get him on the gallows.
It's worth a try, right?
I hope that assembly really is important. If Sigismund is just going to announce an increase in taxes, there's not much point in my being there.
Well, at least you can enjoy watching the long faces of the councillors when they hear it. And don't worry, I'll eat and drink in Rabosh on your behalf.
If I come back and find you there under lock and key again, I'll lead you to rot.
T'inquiète. I will go as well, and I will not let your friend out of my sight.
Hans? Who's this?
Vaclin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo, at your service.
He was a captive of Lord von Bergov's, like me. He defended Kuttenberg against Sigismund.
In that case, he'll be a welcome guest at Rabosh.
You don't know what you're promising, Baron. Watching Sir Hans is a job and a half.
The main thing is to watch out for yourself, Henry. As soon as you can do so without raising suspicion, come and join us.
He'll manage it, but now we really need to hit the road.
Safe travel, Henry.
Adieu et bonne chance!
And to you. Hopefully we'll meet soon. ought to go and see Rosa when I'm in town. No doubt she'd like to know how it went with that book.
Put that away!
My respects.
Suckling pigs here.
We're now open.
Making ends meet as is.
Ach, jo. Here, have a bit more on the house. Things don't go as planned. Thank you. Your heart's in the right place. Come now. I'm only for the phone. You can phone me back when you're better off.
Good day.
Good to see you.
Pie! Sweet pie! Fruit pie!
I'm at your service, sir. Fine day for some fine wares. Come and take your pick. Fruit, vegetables, fresh.
Was wünschst du, mein Freund?
What do you have for sale? A word about the price.
Das... Hi. I'm glad you found what you needed, sir.
Always glad to see polite people like you. God be with you.
God be with you.
I'm at your service, sir.
Slowly. Nice and slow. Whoa! Whoa!
Gepriesen sei der Herr.
What do you have for sale?
Hey, du verkaufst mir... I won't pay you full price. Let's agree on a...
Satisfied?
We're nearly there. Just lower... Aye, you'll come... Thank you, sir. And come again.
Slowly. Nice and slow.
Outside the store, they were celebrating something. It woke me up too.
Ah. What do you need, sir?
I'll have a look at the ware.
Seems you're trying to sell. You'll have to give me it. How much do you want?
Satisfied?
That's quite a sum. Aye, you can... I was glad to be of help to you, good sir.
Easy, good horse.
Just as two royal brothers are fighting over this kingdom, so two other brothers are...
Good people.
Whoa!
Refrain from... sin. Satan is going around our city, and the
Slowly. Nice and slow. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Bloody hell.
I am at your service, sir.
I don't know what you said to the Mint Master, but he left here looking like he'd met the Grim Reaper. May God be with you, Henry.
I'm sorry.
Whose house are you trying to get into?
Well, that's a tough one. I wouldn't get my hopes up.
Again. Over there. Do something about it.
Good to see you.
Greetings, Master Guard.
I heard him coughing his lungs up in the yard again today.
Not a chance. That old coot will live us all. No, it was Jan, the beanpole.
Him? Be with... Fiddle, what happened?
They say.
By the way,
fed healthy.
like you were saying about that book,
My favourite book.
That's terrible.
Pray tell, did you find it?
as I wandered through the fortress, I stumbled upon von Bergov's chambers, and there it lay.
Dead in the morning.
Red leather, gold inlay, just as you said.
You really found it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. By the way, did you have any time to leaf through it and see what it's about?
Are you going to the market?
I read a bit of it.
What did you think?
Well, the author doesn't spare anyone. I wonder if he holds anything at all sacred.
Sure he does. Courage, honor, loyalty. But others have already written enough about those. A writer is interested in what lies beneath the gilded veneer of orderliness and piety, because it's much more interesting.
Hold on. Who wrote this then?
I did. Look, you've never thought about writing something.
Me? And what would I write?
How should I know? Poetry, a novel, a treatise, or a whole book?
That's a tempting notion. Who knows? In another life, I might have become a writer.
Wouldn't you want to at least give it a try?
I suppose I'm not quite sure where you're going with this.
There are still a few blank pages left, so we could finish writing it together. You and me. What do you think?
That sounds great.
We'll have plenty of light and privacy in my chambers. Will you escort me?
My pleasure.
How should I start?
You haven't thought of anything yet?
Now, I have many ideas, but we must contribute in equal part.
Both?
Don't think I won't cut you to
Well,
pieces.
fine. What should I do?
Just tell me what you'd like to read about. A tale of a man or a woman? I'll take careful notes of
If you
everything.
keep resisting, I've all the right in the world.
There are heaps of stories about men. So I propose one about a woman.
All right, a woman then. But I'd need to know more about her.
I'll kill you on the spot if you
Tell me one trait that is important for you. What would impress you in a girl?
don't think I won't cut you to pieces.
They're weaker than men, and life is rarely easy for them. But they still don't give up.
Do you know one like that? Tell me about
Keep
her.
resisting. I've all the right in the world to execute you on the spot.
How could I not? After all,
Haven't you had enough?
looking at her.
You think I'm brave?
Spot if you don't yield.
Father says I'm more rash, always acting before thinking.
He's perfect. Bit But in my opinion, you're certainly brave.
Enough, you flatterer, or I shall blush. We'd better get to writing. Let's say we write about a woman who is brave and isn't afraid to say what she thinks. Would she do it for herself or for someone else?
Don't think I won't cut you to pieces. Show what you're made
Make her
of.
brave for someone she loves. That's much more commendable than if she were only thinking of herself.
You can't disagree with that. And to make things a little more interesting, the love will be secret and forbidden, because forbidden fruit tastes the sweetest.
That you shits! Haven't you had enough? I'll kill you on the spot
Well,
if you don't yield.
just about finished.
Well, let's have a look.
Not yet. Something's missing.
Show what you're made of.
A picture. I don't trust myself with proper illumination, but I think I can handle a sketch. Especially if you'll be my model.
What?
Do it!
And what on earth do I have to do?
Lie on the ground on your stomach and swing your
Don't
legs.
think I won't cut
But not
you
much.
to pieces.
Like you're lazing around.
You want to try me?
Doesn't sound too bad.
Haven't you had enough? I'll kill you on the spot if you don't yield. Do it! If you keep resisting, I've all the right in the world to execute you on the spot. Don't think I won't cut you to pieces.
Well, now we're done.
Finally. I'm sore all over.
Your suffering is over. Come take a look at what we've done.
I'll kill
Your
you on the
reward.
spot. Don't yield.
I've been waiting for you.
I surrender. Enough. There's heavy fines for burglary. And what you were doing with that lock certainly counts as an attempt at burglary.
All right, I'll pay. I don't want any trouble.
Now, show me what you've got. Let's see if you have anything stolen on you.
All right. Have a look then.
Well, well. What do we have here? This is obviously stolen. I'm confiscating it. All right, that, along with indulgence, should be enough. But I don't want to see anything like that again.
This won't be getting any more done.
Get out of my sight.
Fear not, the ink is already dry.
Clear! Off.
So what about that story of ours? Tell me your impressions.
I haven't read it yet.
Well, go make amends. I need a critical eye so I know what to improve.
stand here all day. I don't care.
Don't worry. You can blame me for all the mistakes. So what about that story of ours? Tell me your impressions.
That's nice. A bit didactic, but not to the point of boring moral bludgeoning. That's the way it should be. Sermons for ordinary people work in a similar way. They entertain and encourage, with a few lessons added in between.
You see, when I lead Mass one of these days, I'll certainly think of you. And what about the sketch? For such a slapdash job, it's not bad, right?
Oh, it's pretty, really. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
I know I'm no master illuminator, but otherwise, I think we can be quite satisfied. And thank you for the help. I really enjoyed it.
Well, so did I. And for that matter, you're an interesting girl, and I'd like to get to know you a little better.
No beating around the bush. How about that? Please do stop by sometime. I wager it will be enlightening for both of us. Perhaps I can show you my collection of hunting trophies.
You said you could teach me something. What did you have in mind?
If you ask nicely, I'll share some of my hard-earned wisdom with you.
Very well then, Lady Know-It-All. Let's say then I come on bended knee. What scholarship can you pass on to me?
That depends on what you're interested in. There's a whole world hidden inside of books I could talk to you about for days on end. Or if you prefer actions instead of words, I can show you a few shooting tricks. But I warn you in advance that it will not come free. After all, there's nothing more valuable than scholarship. So, what would you like?
I'd like to expand my horizons a little. What's the last thing you read, for instance? Anything interesting?
You'd better believe it. I only read interesting things, and I can talk about them for hours.